my female friends asked me if I would date a trans woman. And ooh, big mistake on my part for actually being honest with them. And this actually happened to me just a few days ago. I want to get into this video to not only share the story of what happened, but most importantly, the lessons that you guys need to take from this, and also the lesson from me. And dating when you're over 40 is tricky, and depending on the city you are, there might be trans women. So what do you do? But most importantly, what do you say when someone asks you if you're going to date a trans woman? All right, if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Kane. I'm the Silver Bachelor. This channel is 100% dedicated to dating advice for older guys. And if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button and the notification button because I'm posting videos every week. All right, would I date a trans woman? Okay, short answer, no. But I'm going to share the story first and explain why I wouldn't date a trans woman, and most importantly, the lessons I learned from this. Okay, so here it goes. A few days ago, I went to a restaurant bar for happy hour, and I have a group of friends. Some of them are women, of course, and some of them are men. So this one particular evening, the two women decided to join me for happy hour. And we got on. They're actually obsessed with my YouTube channel, by the way, and they're always asking me questions, and they're pretty excited for me. So that's all cool, and that's great. So then they asked me, would you ever date a trans woman? And I chuckled a little bit, and I said, well, it's interesting you say that because I live in Atlanta. I'm originally from Canada, and I moved here 2 years ago for my work. And Atlanta has a very big LGBTQ plus community. And it just so happens, unbeknownst to me, where I live in Midtown Atlanta, and I did not do my research in advance. Not that it's cool. It's cool living in the neighborhood. But Midtown Atlanta has the second most gay population to San Francisco. Okay, so I had no idea. So imagine my first couple of days here and like, wow, there's a lot of gay men around. And so it is what it is. It's a safe neighborhood. It's cool. And it just kind of took a little adjusting, right? So on dating apps, if I do use dating apps, you will see that there's women, and many of them are beautiful. But you start reading their profile, and I'm like, oh, trans. All right. So this is what happened. So they asked me if I would date a trans woman, and I said no. And of course, right away, their body language changed, and I could tell they were getting mad, right? So they asked me, well, why not? And I said, well, for two reasons. First, I'm not into penis. And they're like, yeah, well, most trans women get the surgery. And I'm like, no. So here are the facts, guys. Only 10 to 30% of trans women, now this is a man that's becoming a woman, okay? Trans woman. So only 10 to 30% of trans women actually get the bottom surgery. These are facts. There's studies, it's all over. You can Google it, go to ChatGPT, whatever. It's fact. Only 10 to 30% actually get the treatment or get the bottom surgery. And you might be asking, well, that doesn't make sense. Like, they go through all this changes, right? This transformation, and they stop there. Why is that? Well, the biggest reason why they stop is because there's no going back, right? Once you cut it, there's no going back, and it's too traumatizing for most of these trans women to not go through with that because, like I said, there's no going back. And there's a second reason why I wouldn't date a trans woman. So it's like the it's like the what are they? Oh man, what's the name of the burgers? Right, the veggie burgers. Right, it looks the same, kind of feels the same, but it's not the same. Right. Excuse me. So even if they get the bottom surgery, right, they can't get wet naturally. They can't. So you always have to use lube. Second, it's a use it or lose it. If for whatever reason months go down the road and they're not actually even putting a dildo up there to keep it from closing, it will close over time if it's not being used. That's a fact. Third, most importantly, they're on hormones their entire life. That's a fact. As soon as they go off the hormones, things start to grow back. I'm not saying their penis grows back, but their hair starts to grow back. And I said earlier, I'm not into penis, but if someone was into a trans woman, that penis does not look like a normal penis by this point, right? With all the medication and the hormones, it's It's a kind of, I hate to say it like this, kind of a shriveled up little thing. And I don't even, can't even imagine what that looks like. So that's a factor as well. But here are the lessons, okay? First, most women live in fantasy land. You can put the facts right in front of them. Statistical facts. For example, there's a reason why insurance companies charge different rates for different factors. They're probably the most smartest companies in terms of where they're willing to take the risks based on statistical averages. And so much of life is statistical averages. And we all should base more decisions on statistical averages, not what we think is something. So, for example, an 18-year-old male, an 18-year-old male, and a specific zip code is going to be way higher risk of an accident than someone who's 55 and a male, right? And depending on, are they traveling for work? Is it work use, or is it just, personal use kind of thing? So you can say, well, it doesn't matter. This person's equal to this person and all this stuff, and it doesn't make it so. So just like they started getting mad at me and going, well, most trans women get the bottom surgery. No, they don't. It's 10 to 30%. That's a fact. But when you start speaking facts, women, their emotions get the best of them, and they just can't deal with it. So they start getting angry with you. And you guys just remember, stick to your facts, stick to your guns. Don't get swayed by a woman's emotions and saying, well, no, that's not true. Well, yeah, it is true, okay? So the second lesson is this: you can't be honest with women. It's like they were getting mad at me because I said I'm not going to date a trans woman. What the fuck is wrong with that? I have my own reasons for not dating certain women, and I have no shame about it, and neither should you guys, by the way. If you're not into voluptuous, curvy women, who cares what people think? If you're not into women your same age or older, who cares what people think? On and on and on. But women will get angry at you because here's the reason. The reason is because they don't like any marginalized group. They don't like a person who they think is marginalizing a specific group. It's as simple as that. Even though you have every right, and in fact, women marginalize men all the time. They're like, oh, he doesn't make enough money. Oh, he's not over 6 feet. Oh, this, oh, that, oh, that, oh, that. But yet it's a negative when you have certain criteria. So those are the two big lessons. Is one, women live in fantasy land and you can't present facts to them because they'll just get mad. And second, you can't be honest with them about your real feelings because they'll get mad at that, instead of just accepting that you just like them, because many of these women are hypocrites themselves, that they will judge you and shame you because you have similar standards that they have. So hope you like this video. We'll see you next time.